Gurrola. His opponent in the reds with green and black trim, he also weighs in at 160 pounds. His professional record, 25 victories, 1 defeat. He has 17 wins coming by way of knockout. El hijo de Sao Paulo, Brasil, Rogelio Toro Cacciatore. Cacciatore. 12 rounds for the boxing.
Obviously, we have to have a winner in this tournament.
Cacciatore, he's 28 years of age. Cacciatore 24-1 with 17 knockouts. He advanced to the finals with a walkover in the semifinals after winning a unanimous 8-round decision against Carlos Huerto of Venezuela in round number 1 of Boxino. As for Gurrola, a 10-round unanimous decision against Daniel Garcia of Puerto Rico. And in the quarterfinals, a 7th-round knockout of Felix Hernandez of Colombia.
Gurrola was dominating in the Daniel Garcia fight. Garcia helped him along, though, by not being very active. These men have styles that are somewhat similar, though the power edge definitely goes to Cacciatore.
Gurrola, 26 years of age, a stand-up boxer, but his own people have told us from the Mexican team that Gurrola tends to get lazy during the course of a bout.
They very much want him to throw lots of combinations. They feel that he has got to keep his hands moving against Cacciatore if he's going to get the job done.
It'll be interesting to see Cacciatore underneath his left eye, the left cheek. When we saw him in the quarterfinals, despite his impressive win, his left cheek began to swell and was gigantic at the end of the fight, even though he won. And he was almost fortunate because when he returned for the semifinals of Boxino, that eye looks susceptible. It looks puffy again tonight as we hit the midway point of round 1.
It really does, and he ended up with a walkover over Nunez because he had taken a fight that he wasn't supposed to take to be in the tournament. And you're right, that was a big break. There's the right hand of Gurrola. He's got a pretty good right hand.
I've heard of chronic fatigue, but never chronic swollen eye.
A new medical term coined tonight. Cacciatore looks very slow. Now there's the left hook. That is Cacciatore's best punch. He's a little sluggish early, and I think if Gurrola would pounce on him, he might be able to make something happen and gain an edge here.
Would you describe Cacciatore as heavy-handed?
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. He doesn't throw huge combinations, not lots of them, but he has power in both hands, especially the hook. Oh, big uppercut already gets Gurrola's attention.
And that backs up the Mexican. This is not a very big ring. About 19 feet by 19 feet inside the ropes. A firm ring.
Fancy boxers need not apply tonight because this isn't necessarily a ring that will help you. Well, Cacciatore has established his power in round 1.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. At stake, the middleweight championship of Boxino. Cacciatore and Gurrola on ESPN.
For years, ESPN has been working his power.
And we begin round number 2. Cacciatore fighting only for the second time out of his homeland of Brazil. The other time was in the quarterfinals in Costa Rica. For Gurrola, this is the second time he is fighting out of Mexico. As we take a look at the numbers in round 1.
Big round for Cacciatore, and out throwing Gurrola as well. So he's noted as the combination puncher of the group, but he threw more punches and landed a lot more.
Neither man lightning quick with their punches. But to this point, Cacciatore, the more effective of the two. From a team standpoint, Mexico and Brazil have been the class of the 8 nations of Boxino. Mexico leads the team competition with 7.5 points. Brazil with 6.75. As Dave Bontempo alluded to at the top of the show, each nation gets 1 point for a decision, 1.25 points for a TKO, and 1.5 points for a knockout score.
This bout will obviously play a major role in who wins the team competition, and I got to tell you, you and I have been around a lot of these boxers from the different countries. it means something to them. Maybe professionals in the United States obviously not used to this, but they're interested in who's going to win the team competition.
Cacciatore saying he was hit low. No response from referee Terry Wood.
Gurrola starting to become a little bit more aggressive, and he's going to have to do that in this bout. Cacciatore trying to land that uppercut from far out. It's a dangerous maneuver. Because there, look what happened. He got countered because he tried to throw it from the outside. You can't throw that uppercut from so far out and get away with it continually.
And also his right hand, and even that left there, very much looping shots.
You described him perfectly, Bob. A heavy-handed fighter. That's exactly what Cacciatore is. He has used the jab much better than Gurrola. Gurrola really needs to get that jab working because the combinations will flow off that.
Combination from Gurrola.
Good combination as a counter in counter punching.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Rogerio Cacciatore and Urbano Gurrola in quest of the middleweight championship of Boxino. Welcome back to the Belle of Baton Rouge. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein and Dave Bontempo. The Boxino middleweight championship at stake. Rogerio Cacciatore of Brazil, the 28-year-old in the yellow trunks. Urbano Gurrola of Mexico in the white with green and red striping. Bout scheduled for 12 rounds. J.C. Candelo of the United States will compete for the welterweight championship against Wilfredo Vasquez of Puerto Rico later on. Also, the lightweight and featherweight championships at stake tonight. Take a look at some numbers through 2 rounds as Gurrola puts his punches together.
Cacciatore is leading now. In the last round, he only had a 2-punch edge, but he had built up a big edge in round 1. But you see the numbers he is throwing. He's throwing a lot more. In the last round, he threw 73 punches, only 47 by Gurrola. So Urbano is going to have to start being more busy in this bout if he hopes to win it. Cacciatore is very enamored with that uppercut from the outside, and they should be telling Gurrola, when you see him start to crank that punch up, immediately throw your counter left hook.
In 1990, didn't Buster Douglas try a lead uppercut against Evander Holyfield?
Yes, he did. And paid the price. You and I were both at ringside for that one.
Midway point of round 3. Sweeping right from Gurrola.
He is now pursuing Cacciatore, and for him, he's got to be more aggressive and start putting his punches together. Cacciatore has been the one that has committed to the body attack most often, as we saw there. At 28 for Cacciatore, who already is ranked number 9 by the WBC. He has more to lose if he should lose this tournament. Gurrola may have stunned him with one of those right hands.
And now a little body attack here near the later portions of round 3.
Cacciatore is holding on, and the corner of Gurrola is urging him, saying, hey, you can get him.
Good left hand by Gurrola. Oh, and a right hand to the head.